Here we're going to talk about menus that you will find at the top of each one of my web pages. And we're going to talk about all the things that are available to them. And I basically listed it here, the sitemap and all the different links that they've got. So in my sitemap, I've got links to all of the different months, the bell schedule, bus route, school floor map, media, photo and videos, music too, photos 2019, standard heading and a group heading. Under forms, I've got attendance, prior knowledge, unlock URLs, software request, restorative chat, and get credit sheet. And there's also a get credit form, which I have not put out there yet. And then under academics, I've got a link to Blown to Bits. In the end, I've got some documentation for Java. It's called Java Method Ops. Oops. And then 1984 by George Orwell. And then my clubs, the UIL club, the Aerospace Aviation Club, Syllabus Club. I've got a misspelling there and that's off, so I'm going to fix that. Then my syllabus, I list all the syllabuses for all my classes, and I do not have my TEAC set up yet. I mean, I've got them, I just haven't linked them yet. So I'm just going to kind of show you where you're going to go look for them. So normally, I went ahead and I put it at the week level. Normally, you would only get a sitemap at the week level. But you would, at the instructional calendar, at each one of these months, you would get all of these options. So just for the first week, I'm going to go ahead and put them all out here. So let me go ahead and open them up. So you can just take a quick look. So I'm just going to show you the, like the very top was the home page, the instructional calendar page, each one of the months. As you can see here. And then I'm going to go ahead and do the rest. I've got the bell schedule, I've got the bus routes, the floor map, media, which is both music and some videos, standard header and a group header, which you're going to have some activities for that. So here's the calendar or the bell schedule. Then here's the bus routes. Here's the floors you can take a quick look at. Media, I've got music, got photos, got some more images, line paper, or I should say standard heading, and group activities. The next one is form. So you will find this. I will probably put this on each week, just the attendance and the restorative chat, I think. Let's go take a look. So the attendance, which we did earlier, but you're going to need to do this every single day. The prior knowledge, I should have had this done already. The URL whitelist. The whitelist, let me go back and talk about that. What the whitelist does is if you have a particular project, and this pertains more to my advanced students, that you want to work on, and you need to request it. But it's not limited to them. If some of my students in my introductory class can make a compelling reason that they want something unlocked, then I will consider it. Okay, I've got this thing called a restorative chat. And this is used as a tool so I don't have to write anybody up. Or, I mean, I limit it, because I want you to be in my class. I don't want you to be out of my class. But if you have some behavior which is unacceptable in my class or in Klein Collins, as long as it's not really serious, then we're going to go ahead and kind of nip this in the bud. So you'll be asked to do a restorative chat. So, and it's also a tool that if you decide, if you do it continuously, then, and I have several restorative chats, then it becomes very obviously that you're not taking care of business. And this is a get credit form that y'all are going to get credit codes. I haven't quite figured out how I'm going to implement this in the online environment that we have right here. But what it is you should at this point make a copy and then replace where it says Cusack with your name. And then as I give you things, and one of the purposes of this is for you to know what you've done and what you haven't done. So if you go through the list and I say that I've, you should have this, this, and this. You said, Mr. Cusack, I have a code for it, and then I can check against my book to see if it's a valid code. It's just a way of kind of a checklist for you. Here's a couple of other things that I may use in class. Got my UIL and my aviation club. Some of my activities is part of my TEKS are that y'all need to understand what technology is and privacy and all of those things. So this book's really good about talking about that. It's a couple of years old. Let me see. What year was it? I think they've got a new version, but a lot of the things that they talk about are still prevalent. This is not a complete list of Java activities that I may use in my Java classes. This is 1984. Then if we have time and we're ahead, we may play some relationship building activities with cards. This is my computer science UIL club. This gives you a list. These are the competitions that we went. We weren't able to go to the Code Wars because that was when the pandemic broke out. We were getting ready to go the Friday before, and then they called and canceled it. But here's a link to a sample contest so you can kind of get an idea of what it's about. I am not 100% sure, and I have not heard how we're going to handle that this year. So, but I think we'll be able to do some of this. The aviation club. So I've had a lot of people express interest in learning about flying and aviation and aerospace. So the focus of this class is to teach fundamental concepts when it comes to how flight occurs and things like that. So we talk about how airplanes are built, how that's engineering, science, distance, speed, who controls. And then also, depending on who signs up for this, if a lot of you know this basic stuff, then we don't need to go over it. But if that's where you want to start. But a lot of times I want to see if we can do a flight simulator or a drone or a Cessna. And obviously on the Cessna, I'm working on something that maybe we can get somebody to fly us. So the next thing is we're going to talk about the syllabuses. So the outline for most of these is I'm going to use a Code High School syllabus primarily, but I'm going to go ahead and add as we go along the year. I'm going to probably make some adjustments to this, but this kind of gets probably about 80% there on what we need to do. So And then it's for each one, CS2, CS3. CS3, they didn't really have one that I could use as a guide. So I went and I just looked at the TEKS, and we're going to focus on 3 areas: SQL, AWS Cloud Computing, and Machine Learning. Then Introduction to Cybersecurity, that's my intro course. For my practicum, since we're kind of in the COVID world in terms of how to manage the way I'd manage it before, I'm going to go ahead and jump into probably the hottest field where you can probably be guaranteed is we're going to do advanced cybersecurity. Y'all are very capable of doing this. Then I'll see how this goes, and then that's kind of take the direction of what we do in the practicums. And then pre-AP. This is going to be an outline. I do have a lot of my own material that I use. So one of the assignments you got is you got to read this so you know where we're going to take this, okay? And then TEKS, I have not attached my TEKS at this point.